don't like your slavery, guess what? You got to make a break for freedom. There's no in between. Either you're a slave or you're free. So everyone has to make a personal decision. Everyone's break for freedom is different. But either you're free or you're a slave. It's just that clear. It's that stark choice. So if you want to be a slave, embrace the system. Tie yourself to the system 1,000 different ways. If you want to be a free person, a free man, a free woman, then you have to withdraw from the system.
Thich Nhat Hanh, who is so... Actually, Martin Luther King had nominated him for the Nobel Peace Prize. I have studied under Thich Nhat Hanh, and he has a wonderful monastery in France, at Dulevant, France. And he wrote this book, Be Free Where You Are.
Yeah.
There are hours and hours that could be done on the whole paradigm of freedom. And I do understand what you're saying. But I think even in shackles, which is really what you're describing is our condition,
yeah,
one can still choose to be free even if they're shackled. The question is, you're talking about really living as a free person.
Yeah, because what sense does it make for 7 billion people to stand around on a planet in shackles and say, yeah, but in my heart I'm free? Oh, yeah, really? I don't know how that works. We're all tied up, we're handcuffed, we're shackled, we're monitored, surveilled, and followed, 24/7. But we're all free. Oh yeah, really?
It's an interesting epistemology. Okay, I'm not saying that people in jail are free the way you're describing freedom. I'm just saying that there's a paradox. There's a spiritual paradox.
And if most people on this planet were actually free on the interior, we wouldn't have all these social control mechanisms. They couldn't exist because people that are really free on the interior wouldn't put up with all of this nonsense day in, day out. So we have to begin withdrawing, each person, each in their own way. But at a certain point, you have to say, enough is enough. You have to stand up and object somewhere, somehow, sometime. Otherwise, what sense does it make for us to all sit around telling each other how free we are while we're all in chains? That's nonsense.
I really appreciate you being our guest today on the show. And I know that a lot of these subjects and what we're talking about is difficult. For you, it's probably very simple because you've lived as a free man and stood up to deadening institutions and criminal institutions and agencies. And you're really to be commended for your tremendous courage. Ladies and gentlemen, you can pick up the Richard Sauder Briefing at Amazon.com. If you're interested in the other books that were mentioned that Richard wrote, you can find out about those at Keyhole Publishing, Keyhole Publishing.com. Richard, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to be our guest.
Thank you, Kim.